Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. So I hope you all are doing so well. I have really missed you guys and I'm so excited to be back. If you guys have been wondering where I was, I kind of took a little bit of a break again because things have just been kind of out of whack for quite a while, and I know you guys can definitely feel it as well. Honestly, the new year was like, she just came in swinging, you know, like, so I needed a little bit of a break just to kind of get back on my feet. But I have missed you guys so much, and I really did miss recording, so I'm super happy and excited to be back. Now, before we go ahead and get into it, I do have a few things that I wanted to mention. First things first, I did mention that all of the proceeds from my Christmas series was successfully donated to Friends of the Congo, and that honestly could not be possible without you guys. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. And I also did mention that I ended up donating the full like $238 in 2 payments, and the reason for that is because I was actually going to donate to 2 different organizations. I was going to donate half of that to Friends of the Congo and half of that to the PCRF, and if you don't know what that is the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. But sometimes I'm not the brightest, so let me tell you what I did. So I first decided to donate half of the proceeds to Friends of the Congo, and everything went through, everything was fine, but I accidentally refreshed the page and I thought I had to do everything all over again. So yeah, I didn't realize that the first one went through after I refreshed the page, but it did. So I ended up donating twice. So yeah, that's what happened. But everything is all good because I will be doing this more in the future, and there are so many other organizations that I will have the ability to donate to in the future. But anyways, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for making this possible and for honestly just supporting me along the way. Now, the second thing is, again, I have been gone, and as you guys know, I have been talking a lot about, you know, just some things that are, you know, important to me. And honestly, I don't really feel as comfortable talking about it on YouTube anymore. However, I do talk about it a lot on my personal TikTok, and of course I will leave that in my description box below. Now, just a little disclaimer, okay, that is my personal TikTok, so I'm a lot more free, whereas here I'm a little bit more reserved and, you know, professional or whatever. But yeah, I will leave my personal TikTok in my description box, and maybe I'll even put it on the screen. But yes, I do a lot of talking about current events on there, and if you guys want to see more about like my opinion in a more in-depth sort of format, definitely go check out my personal TikTok account. Now, of course, with that being said, I do still want to kind of talk about it a little bit on my YouTube channel, but I feel like TikTok has been the place where I talk about it a lot more, even despite the censorship, because TikTok is just as bad. But I do feel like I am more comfortable talking about it in a more in-depth and productive way. Whereas here, I'm like doing my nails and it just feels a little bit insensitive. So yeah, that is number 2. Now, number 3 is something a little bit more lighthearted and not serious or important at all. So as you guys know, I do use the pop-off method, and over the past couple of months, I have been like organizing all of my nails and trying to get them like in a like nail book, if that makes sense. So this is the little nail book that I have so far, and unfortunately this nail book is super small, so I can only fit maybe about 20 sets in here. But let me go ahead and show you the ones that I do have in here. So on this page, I have all of the nail sets from my Christmas and my Halloween nails. And afterwards, I kind of started to organize them by color. So this is kind of like my pink page, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is my little booklet, but unfortunately, as you guys can probably tell, it's really small, and I have a lot of nails to kind of put in a booklet. And also it's like kind of ugly. Like I want a better looking one. And then these are all of the other nails that I have been doing since I started my YouTube channel. There's a lot of different nails in here and I don't want to have them in a container. Like that's just not fun. So if you guys know of any like really good nail books that may be good for all of the nail tips that I have, definitely do let me know in the comments below and I will definitely try and make sure to check them out. But yes, that is everything that I wanted to mention. Mainly because I've been gone for so long, I've been kind of waiting to mention all of these different things, but that is it for the sort of house cleaning part of everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So here is what my nails are looking like, y'all. Yeah, so this is normally what happens when I am gone for a while. My nails always look really gross and disgusting when I come back. And that's mainly because I don't really take care of my nails when I'm like on a break or if I'm just like going through it, okay? But today we're gonna go ahead and fix them up. Oh, and also I am wearing an anti-UV glove. I feel like that has been something that I've been meaning to do for a while. And yeah, we will definitely check and see like if this makes a difference. I don't know. I mean, my hands have already gotten a little bit darker than the rest of my body because I've been doing this for quite a while. So I don't really know if it's going to make that much of a difference, but anyway, we're going to wear it. So the first thing I'm going to do is start off with a little bit of nail prep. And to start off, I'm going to be pushing back my cuticles using my cuticle pusher. And I have a lot of cuticle to push back. This is honestly going to be so satisfying to cut off. I can already tell. I definitely do recommend pushing your cuticles back, even if you don't feel like you have any excess growth. This just makes sure that you are, you know, lifting up anything that could possibly cause any lifting in the future. And I'm going to use the opposite end just to scrape up anything that I won't be able to get with my nail drill. And now I'm going to go in with this cuticle bit just to go ahead and lift up any of that excess dead skin. And I'm making sure to use this on a very, very low speed. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with my cuticle nippers just to cut back that excess dead skin. Now I'm going to take my nail clippers just to cut back the excess length, and I'm just going to file everything nice and even. And lastly, I'm going to take a mini buffer just to kind of smooth out the surface of my nails. And I'm only doing this a little bit just to kind of make it a little bit more smooth, or just to kind of get up any excess like cuticle growth at the cuticle area. Okay, so that is all of the prep work. I'm just going to very quickly put on my peel off base coat and I will come right back. All right, so my nails are nice and prepped, and I also went ahead and sized out all of my nail tips for today. And to glue on my nail tips, I'm going to be using a little bit of base coat as always. All right, so the nail tips are all nice and applied. This literally happened in my last video, but for whatever reason, I always end up ripping off the top half of my thumbnail. So yeah, just don't mind her again, okay? Sorry. But the next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is start cutting down these nails. And for that, I'm gonna be using my tip cutters. And I did try and like put some magnets on here. So we're gonna see how these work today. And I'm actually gonna take a couple of these off because I don't want these nails too long today. Okay, so my nails are nice and cut down. Now, one thing that I will mention about the magnets, if you have never used them, is that they actually measure from the tip of your actual finger down. They don't measure from the cuticle down, so you end up in situations where, let's say these two cuticles don't match up, so it's not going to be the exact same length. But if you do measure from the tip of your actual finger instead of your cuticle, this would definitely work for you. However, if you are like me and you like to match up your cuticles, this is going to kind of be a little bit wonky, because as you can see, if I match up these two cuticle areas here This one is longer because this nail is bigger. So yeah, do keep that in mind when you are using these magnets. But honestly, it isn't too bad. I definitely wouldn't mind using these in the future. But that is pretty much the nail prep done. Let's go ahead and get into the acrylic application. Okay, so the application is applied and this is what it is looking like. As you can see, I definitely went for a pinkish sort of purple color and I really, really love it. So I've got my dust collector here and we're gonna go ahead and start shaping up these nails. And the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is start shaping the side walls and undersides of my nails using my 88 grit nail file. Next, I'm gonna go in with this carbide bit here just to go ahead and seal my cuticles. now I'm going back in with that nail file just to completely smooth out the surface of the nails. And now I'm going to go back in with my carbide bit just to go ahead and thin out the undersides of the nails. Because as you can see, they are a little bit thick and I just want them to be a little bit more crispy, if that makes sense. And lastly, I'm going to take my mini buffer just to smooth out all of the scratches. Alright, so my nails are nice and shaped up and this is what they are looking like so far. So before I go ahead and continue, I'm just going to wipe these off with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Alright, so now we're ready to go ahead and get into the nail art. So for today's nail art, I'm going to be doing some simple Valentine's Day nails. And I wanted to start towards the end of January because I honestly feel like starting towards the beginning was just too early. Like I was just not here. I just wasn't here. But we're going to be kicking it off with something super simple to get us nice and warmed up. But before we get into it, let me go ahead and show you everything that we're going to need for today's nail set. Alright, so this is everything. As you can see, it's definitely not much. So as you can see, I'm going to be using a little bit of glitter. I'm also going to be using some white and some pink gel polish. This is more of a pinkish purple color, but you can use whatever color you feel comfortable with. And lastly, we're going to need some top coat. So I have my mixing plate and I'm just going to put both my white and my pink onto it first. Okay, so as I said, this nail art is going to be pretty simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a white French tip on all of my nails. And for that, I am using my long line art brush. And of course, this goes without mentioning, you can make your French tip look whatever you want it to look like. I'm going to go for my classic, you know, sort of a deep French tip look as I always do, simply because I just really like it and it never does me wrong, okay? It's always there for me whenever I need her. I just feel like it's like such a really good nail shape. I don't know. Now before I go ahead and cure this, I'm just going to wipe down the sides just so that the side walls and the free edge stay nice and crisp. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in with a second layer just to make sure that everything is nice and opaque. All right, so before I move on, I'm gonna go over this with a single layer of top coat. And the reason I'm doing the top coat first is because my hearts are going to be covered in glitter and I don't wanna go over that with the top coat. But to be honest, if you don't want the super textured effect of the glitter, you can always put the top coat on last. But I do want that texture, so yeah, I'm gonna put mine on before I do my hearts. All right, now let's get into these hearts. So to draw the hearts, I'm gonna start out by using a dotting tool just to kind of dot on the sort of like bulky part of the heart first. So kind of like that. And now I'm gonna take a really short liner brush just to kind of make them connect, if that makes sense. And I'm also going to draw some little stars, I think, just to kind of fill in any dead space. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and top this off with a little bit of glitter. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cure this for a full 30 seconds. So the nail art is done and this is what it is looking like. I really love this nail set because it's super simple yet really cutesy, and I don't really do anything like this normally. So it's definitely nice to kind of do something a little bit more simple and beginner friendly. So the last thing I'm gonna do is finish this off with a little bit of cuticle oil. And that completes today's set. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this one. This nail set was really fun to come back to, especially because it's super simple yet really cute. And I'm not gonna lie, it almost reminds me of Care Bear for some reason, but I really like this nail set, and I really hope to get more into Valentine's Day nails and not start super late as I did last year. But of course, I would love to hear what you guys think of this nail set down in the comments, and let me know if you would rock this nail set. Do let me know what kind of Valentine's Day nail set you guys are looking forward to seeing. I am definitely very excited because I ordered a ton of nail charms, and honestly this year I'm going to be tapping into my super bedazzled, blinged out, nail charmed filled nails. So definitely do stay tuned for that, and of course let me know what you guys would want to see in the future. But as always, I want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in the next one.